Three things. I've got three things for you guys to try in part number 3 of the Unstoppable program. Let's get after it. Now, Salsa family, and welcome back to another Madden 25 Ultimate Team video. Without further ado, let's hop into thing number 1. Now, usually I kind of like to lube it up first before we get after it, but we're going to start it off with a coin making method. Usually we save that for a little bit later in the video, but what we're going to be doing is making coin off the Unstoppable Master Sets. Because if you guys did not know, the cards that released today are unbelievable, bro. Sauce Gardner, Jeffrey Simmons is alright, Derrick Henry, and Justin Jefferson, and of course, there's a ton of demand for these cards. Right now, these cards are all going to be selling at about 620k. All the cards that are very in demand, which are of course going to be the Sauce, the JJ, and the Derrick Henry, they're all selling for about like 620k right now, as you guys can see. And you probably guessed it, well, we're going to be banging out these sets and making some pretty easy profit. The way we get these sets done is by putting in 2 random 88s and then 3 unstoppable 88s. Now, in terms of your random 88 overall players, you're going to try and buy these at about like 85,000 coins. Shouldn't be too difficult to do. And then for the unstoppable 88s, instead of buying them on the auction block, we're actually going to be going through and building these cards, because in my opinion, it's a lot easier to snipe 585 overall players. People are putting these cards up for 15k, people are putting these cards up for 20k. I think it's a lot easier to find those deals rather than the 88 overall players. People are a lot more stringent with those cards than the 85s. And in terms of numbers, what you would be looking for is about like 20,000 coins per 85 overall player. Now, I will say I'm really just buying anything I see at about 25k or less. Sometimes I'll see 15k, sometimes I'll see 20, sometimes I'll see 25k. Whatever the number is, I'm probably taking it. As you guys can see right here, my team of the week 85s, like I talked about before, we want 85k. We found that pretty easily. And then for the other 85 overall players, we needed to complete the set. As you guys can see, sometimes I'm finding at 15, sometimes I'm finding at 20. On average, you're probably spending, let's say 22k per player, maybe 21k. And we'll put 22k into the calculator just to be conservative right here. 22 times 5, of course, we got to get 5 players for every single 88 overall card we build. That is 110k. Now, of course, we're doing that 3 times, so we'll multiply that number by 3. That brings the total up to 330. And then finally, we can't forget about those other random 88 overall players we needed to buy. 85k per card. We'll tack on 85, we'll tack on 85 again, and the total is 500,000 coins for a card that we can sell off for 620 or even 630k. So there is absolutely a good bit of profit in here. I'll quickly complete my final 88 overall unstoppable player sets. I did all this purchasing off camera. Thought it would be kind of boring for you guys to sit and watch me snipe for 15 minutes. But we do actually have just 2 more 85s I gotta buy. Let's do that quickly. And yeah, in terms of finding these cards, like I said, I'm really taking anything at about 25k or less. Even if I see 25 for Ben Bredesen, I'm probably taking this because I know realistically I'm gonna find a card at 15. I'm gonna find a card at 20 that's gonna offset that price. This isn't the type of method where you need to be super stringent. You're more just volume sniping, so you're kind of taking whatever you get. And yeah, the reason why this method is kind of effective is because the 88 overall players right now, they're selling at 130 or even 140k, and we're building them at about 110. So that's kind of where we're getting our edge, where we're finding our profit. I'll get my final 85 and I'll see you in a sec. All right, we're ready to complete our set. The last thing I do before I go through and make my selection is I just quickly go onto the auction block and see which 91 is going to be selling for the most expensive price. I see Justin Jefferson at 630. I see Sauce Gardner nowhere to be found, actually. Sauce Gardner is at 680 right now, so I'm definitely going to go through and do the Sauce Gardner set. Again, numbers could change by the time you're watching this. Sauce might not be the most expensive, but at the time I'm recording this, yeah, Sauce is most expensive. So bang bang, Sauce Gardner set is completed. Let's take a look at the animation. I'll show it to you guys on the screen. I don't think it's any different than the regular one. Yeah, it's going to be the exact same, kind of boring, but Sauce Gardner 91 looking absolutely gorgeous, and he's going to be selling at 669k. That is massive. That's just over 600k after tax, meaning we're going through and making over 100,000 coins of profit. I'm going to make sure he sells, so we'll put him up for 649, and just like that, that's 100k. Now, before we move on and talk about the next 2 things you guys got to know and do in this game, on the screen right here is one of my picks for Thursday Night Football. I'm a big fan of this one. I don't think Austin Eckler is going to score tonight. Brian Robinson is back. Austin Eckler has only scored in 1 game that Brian Robinson played in. Then Jalen Hurts has been a touchdown machine. If he scores a rushing touchdown, his fantasy line is going to be hit rather easily. He's hit the fantasy line in the past 5 games. And then finally, we got AJ AJ Brown higher than 4.5 catches. AJ has hit that line in every single game except for one this year, and he's actually fried the Commanders in the past couple of seasons. So if you guys want to copy that pick or you want to make some picks for yourself, I'm going to leave Underdog linked down below in the description. And if you sign up using the promo code SWIFT, you'll get Jalen Hurts' line set to 0.5 passing yards, meaning you could copy that exact pick, but instead of doing the fantasy points, which isn't guaranteed, you could put in his 0.5 passing yard slip, and that would make the pick a lot easier to hit. So if you want to check it out, click the link in the description, use the promo code SWIFT, and let's get back to the video. All right, now finally, how do we get Marshawn Lattimore maxed out at the 91 overall? Well, right now, we can get him to a 90 very, very easily. And in terms of what I've done today, I'm assuming you guys know about how you can get these tokens. We talked about them a bunch, but it's solos, it's going to be field pass, it's going to be house rules, and it's going to be some stats missions that are located inside the field pass. So the first thing you got to do is just play through the updated unstoppable solos. I'm not even going to show them. There's really just 3 you guys need to do. Really, the only missing token right here that I still need to earn is going to be going through and getting progress on my field pass. At tier number 14, we're able to get our final unstoppable energy token, and the way we're going to be getting just a ton of XP is the new stats missions. They added a ton of these. All you need is 15,000, or sorry, all I need is 15,000 XP to get to tier number 14. That's all I'm missing right now, and there is way more than 15k in available XP. All you're really going to want to do is play the game naturally. Don't really recommend you grind for individual missions in the unstoppable promo. Play online, play solos, play solo battles. You'll get a ton of stats. And then also be sure you have Lattimore and Ridley in your lineup to ensure you're getting your tokens from these missions right here. There's 3 tokens in here, very important. Okay, in the background, our Sauce Gardner is selling. That's 84k of profit, just like that. It is absolutely that easy. But continuing with the video, let's also talk about some new missions EA added in the game in season number 3. If you click R1, you'll find the XP boosted dailies, and these are actually pretty OP. They're doing these for the next 4 days, I think it is. And as you guys can see, you get 12k for doing one of the missions, you get 6k for doing one of them, and you get 20k for doing the most expensive, or I guess the hardest mission. And this is absolutely awesome. In total, there's about 40k XP you guys can earn every single day. That is a big number. That's as much XP as you're going to get for completing a full mission in the program tab or a full mission in the milestone tab. It is absolutely awesome. I would definitely recommend you're getting those XP boosted dailies done every single day. And again, if you're looking for a mode to grind to get progress on those dailies, you're looking for a mode to grind in order to get progress on some of those field pass objectives, I would recommend you go through and either play online, or if you want to grind solos, aka as well as legends are probably the 2 best challenges to play. As you're grinding those solos, of course, you're going to be going through and getting a bunch of stats. But that's going to do it for me. Until next time, I'm out. Love y'all. See ya. Peace.